Hi, I'm Eric, a certified Ontario teacher with over 15 years experience teaching math, science, language, and more. In this lesson, you are going to learn how to multiply using an area model. This is an important step to help you learn multi-digit multiplication and will eventually lead you to learn partial product multiplication and multiplication using the standard algorithm. For more about partial product multiplication and the standard algorithm, click the card up here. EJFullerton and EJFullerton.com, where class is always in session. To begin, let's work together to solve 45 multiplied by 7 using an area model. For our first step, I'm going to draw a rectangle. It doesn't need to be to scale at all. It's just going to help us visualize our thinking. So that will work out just like that. And I'm going to label our side lengths with the numbers from our original question. Since 45 is larger than 7, then it makes sense for me to label this longer side 45 and this shorter side 7. Continuing on to step 3, I'm going to expand our two-digit number by decomposing 45 into tens and ones. I'm going to draw a line through our rectangle somewhere around here, just like that. Perfect. And that just divides our original rectangle into two smaller rectangles. Now that I've done that, I'm going to label the two new sides created by these two new rectangles. So this side here, the longer of the two rectangles, I'm going to label 40 units, and that goes from here to here. And the shorter side of the two rectangles, I'm going to label 5, and that's from here to here. So another way to think of 45 is as 4 tens plus 5 ones. Another way to think of 45, as I've shown here, is as 40 plus 5. So all I need to do down here is write my addition sign, and I'd like to write that above this line that I use to divide my rectangles, just to remind myself that if I add the area of this larger of the two and the smaller of the two rectangles together, I'll find the area of the original full rectangle. Now we are ready to multiply to find the area of each smaller rectangle, and this is going to be our fourth step. So for the first, the larger of the two rectangles, we're going to multiply 40 by 7. We already know that 4 multiplied by 7 is 28. But since 40 is in the tens place, we need to add a 0 after 28, so it pushes our numbers forward, bumps these forward. We add a 0, so that 40 times 7 is 280. For the smaller of the two rectangles, we just need to multiply 7 by 5, and that gives us an area of 35. And now we can move on to step 5 for the big finish. So remember this addition sign here we put earlier? We need to now add the area of the two smaller rectangles together to find the area of our original rectangle. So we have 280 plus 35 gives us a total of 315. So our area of the original rectangle is 315 square units, and for our original question, 45 multiplied by 7, the solution is 315. Let's work through one more example with two-digit by two-digit multiplication using the area model. Let's multiply 72 by 54. If you want to try this one on your own, go ahead and pause the video. When you are ready, submit your answer on the card up here and continue watching to see my solution. And while you're at it, like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'm going to work through this one a little faster, so make sure you pause and re-watch parts if you need to. Notice that even though we are multiplying two digits by two digits, our steps remain the same. First, we'll draw our rectangle. And as before, the rectangle does not need to be to scale, just something that is going to help us represent our thinking. Since 72 is larger than 54, I'm going to label this longer side 72 units and this shorter side 54. I'm going to decompose both 72 and 54 into tens and ones. Another way to think of 72 is as 70 plus 2, and another way to think of 54 is as 50 plus 4. So now I'm going to divide our original rectangle and make it into two smaller rectangles. So it's going to take a line and divide a rectangle somewhere around here. Doesn't need to be perfect. And I'm going to relabel this side length from here to here. This is going to be 70 units. And this side length here from there to there is going to be 2 units. And of course 70 plus 2 equals 72. I can do the same for 54. So I'm going to draw another line somewhere, I don't know, let's say around here. We'll go across like that. Again, doesn't need to be perfect, just to represent our thinking. So now this side length from here to here, so there and there, this is going to be 50 units. And from here to here, we'll label this 4 units. Notice, for any 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication question, we divide our original rectangle into 4 smaller rectangles, all with different areas. So for any 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication, your area model is going to look something like this. The steps remain the same though. On to step 4. We'll start by multiplying 50 by 70. We know that 5 times 7 is 35, but since 50 and 70 are both in the tens place, we need to add 2 zeros. So the area of this larger of the 4 rectangles is 3,500 square units. Next, we can do 50 multiplied by 2 to give us the area over here. So 5 times 2 we know is 10, but since 50 is in the tens place, we need to add one more zero to get 100. So the area here is 100 square units. Continuing, we can multiply 4 by 70. So 4 times 7 is 28, and we add that 0 because 70 is in the tens place, giving us 280. And for our final smallest rectangle, we have 4 multiplied by 2 gives us 8 square units. Are you ready for the grand finale? Let's add the smaller rectangles together to find the area of the larger rectangle and the solution to our question, 72 multiplied by 54. So let's add together 3,500 plus 280 plus 100 plus 8. When we add all those together, we get a final solution of 3,888. So the area of our original largest rectangle is 3,888 square units, and the answer to our question, 72 multiplied by 54, is equal to 3,888. Thanks for learning about multiplication using an area model with me in this video lesson. Your next step is to build your knowledge using partial product multiplication. Click on the card to watch my partial product lesson. If you haven't done so already, please like this lesson and subscribe to my channel. That way you won't miss any great new learning videos. Remember to share this video with your friends and visit my website, EJFullerton.com, to download the free slides and notes from this lesson. See the link and more in the description below. I'm Eric. Thanks again for learning with me today. Until next time, take care and keep learning.